Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm back again with that collage masterboard scrapbook that we made recently, and we did this page where we've kind of cluttered it up a little bit, and we also did this page with the gorgeous fun you know, kids book images. And I thought, let's go with this page today and tear it out and kind of you know, kind of spruce these up and, you know, make some lovely embellishment pieces. So I'm just going to tear this page out of the book. And, you know, this is the beauty of these collage masterboard scrapbooks, because literally it's all contained obviously in this, you know, lovely book. And then you just tear the pages out as and when you want to use them. So we've now got, you know, kind of useful and usable pieces here. So, right, I've torn it out. Now, I have to say, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to cut this up. I did kind of mention it in the video where I made this, that I was kind of having my doubts, thinking, well, how am I going to actually cut this up? And yes, of course, now I'm looking at it thinking, oh my goodness, why have I done this? How am I going to cut this up? Right, the first thing I'm going to really struggle with is because my scissors are over on my sewing desk. So hold on a second, let me just grab those. Luckily, my room is so tiny now that it just takes me 2 seconds, so I'm back already. Right, okay. Yep, I'm definitely not quite sure how we're going to do this. Right, let's bring in some plain paper. I just, you know I've done this before. I find this method of kind of covering things up just so helpful, because you can really see then what you're going to be left with. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, this one here, we could probably have as, you know, as a little piece on its own, like that. And then obviously we would have this piece, which we would probably do as a kind of longer piece, I'm thinking. So let's do that first. So we want to go to here. Okay, so let's just, yeah, let's go for this. So I'm just going to cut this down here like that. Okay, and then just cut it along here as well. Okay. Okay, so I mean, it's quite tiny, but, you know, perfectly fine. So that's the first piece. Okay, right, so this piece I'm thinking kind of make this a taller piece here. So yeah, let's go in here with that. Okay, I'm just going to snip this off here. Oops, I have made such a bad job of that edge. It was not straight at all. I'm not sure it's that straight now, but it was a little bit straighter than it was originally. So just going to take this down, and if you recall, we used some vintage wallpaper for this collage masterboard, so that's what's kind of mixed into the background with this. Right, let's have a look now. Oh yeah, I'm feeling I'm going to struggle now to cut these in a good way. So I mean, we could have this where we've got two of the book images on that same, you know, contained kind of piece. I think that would work quite well. And then what we're left with is these, and we can just literally cut them in half there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut this up here, like that. Okay. Because obviously I am going to trim this tatty edge off. So, you know, this will then take on a better shape anyway. And then this one, I'm just going to literally cut it, you know, through the halfway kind of point there. So, yeah, I think we've done quite well. We've got some quite nice pieces there. So, oops, we've actually got 6 pieces. No, sorry, we've actually got 5 pieces. Yeah, so let's go with, yeah, let's start with this one, shall we? We'll trim this down quite a bit because obviously it's very tatty on that edge where I've torn it out the book. I mean, sometimes I don't mind things like that, to be honest. I think it sort of adds to the charm of it, but yeah, maybe just here it's kind of better off without it. So I quite like the look of that. Now, just thinking, got a funny feeling I've got some nice ribbon that might go quite well with this. I've got this yellow, which I do really like, but I'm almost thinking perhaps we should go for something something brighter, or, you know, more contrasty. So let me just grab, I've got some brown ribbon, I think, over here. And, oh, I might even have some red. Hold on a second. Ooh, sorry about this. I'm just literally literally grabbing it from my little jar that's over on the side. Okay. Yeah, let's try these. So let's just bring this in. I just thought that other one, although it did look very pretty, I think maybe this could do with some sort of, you know, what's the word? Like a big striking kind of impactful contrast, really. So, yeah, let's go for that. Now I'm thinking just along the bottom or along the side. Oh, it's really pretty along the side, actually. And weirdly, I mean, I was going to just ruffle this, but I actually think it looks really nice like that. I don't know about you guys, but actually I just really love how that looks, you know, flat on there. I was, you know, fully intended on ruffling it, but it actually does look really good just flat, doesn't it? So I'm going to just go in with my hot glue and just hot glue it straight down the side like that. Okay. Okay. So let's just snip that out. Oh, I love how that looks. That's so awesome, isn't it? Yeah, really, really like that. Now, I'm just wondering whether, as well as that, I've got some more ribbon here. I'm not sure whether this is quite right, but I mean, there's not really any blue in this. The only bit of blue, weirdly enough, is here. And I mean, if you can call that blue. But I've got this pale blue ribbon that was just laying around on the desk. And I thought, well, actually, if we bring that in, I think that sort of ties in the blue quite nicely, doesn't it, with it? So I'm just going to staple that onto here and then I'll cut it down in a second. So let's just staple that on. Oops. Oh. Okay, has that gone through? Yeah, it has. And then just, yeah, just snip this away here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that looks really cool, doesn't it? Now, I've just got this pearl. This was just like laying around. It had been kind of, I think it was even on the floor, to be honest. But yeah, I spotted it and thought, oh, this is similar colours to what we've got going on here. Oh, how cute does that pearly look on the ribbon? I was going to have a, you know, wax seal, but actually this pearl, again, it's just a brilliant colour match to everything else that's going on the piece, isn't it? It's picking up like from that little stool and things like that on that book image, and it just, you know, ties those colours and brings those colours in really nicely, doesn't it? So yeah, I love how that looks. And I've just got some labels here, which definitely I'm thinking this label is going to look really good on here. Let's just take that. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what that noise was. Something outside. Well, actually, I've just realised they're setting up roadworks right outside our house. And yeah, I've just kind of been out this morning to do a bit of shopping, you know, after the school run. And oops, they're setting all the roadworks up as I got back. So that's obviously what it is the roadworks being set up. So now, do we like it with the blue? Because I'm kind of thinking that the blue actually brings a little bit of, you know, lifting to it. I mean, it looks pretty with the brown, doesn't it? But if we just have the blue as well, it kind of lifts it up and, yeah, kind of brightens it up, I think. So do we like it just colourless or do we like it with the blue? I think with the blue. So, yeah. And these are just labels from actually my Junk Journal Basics kit. I think both of the labels, I think, are both from that same kit. Okay. I use those labels a lot because they're, you know, there's a good sort of selection of colours and things in them. So, and I've just overlapped those labels. I quite like the overlapped kind of look. Oh, how pretty does that look? So again, you know, I could go around with the sewing machine and stitch around the edge of that. I don't know whether I will bother. It doesn't necessarily need it. But I love how that's turned out. I must say it looks really pretty. So, right, so let's come on to the next one. So we'll just do this one. I'm not going to kind of worry too much which order we do these in. I'm just going to just going to get on with them. Okay. Right, so this one, again, it's not the biggest, you know, and it's a little bit on the square side, to be honest, which was why I've just cut down this to make it slightly more rectangular. But yeah, I mean, as you can probably see, it is a little bit on the square sort of side. So again, we've got the brown ribbon. I mean, obviously I want to kind of have consistency, because for me, I feel like these will be used in the same journal. So therefore I want to have some sort of, you know, consistent kind of feel going through. But, you know, I mean, obviously there's no telling really, because I mean, you know, I might not actually keep these bits. I might sell them in a kit or something. And then of course, who knows, they might not be used in the same journal at all. I might just be making a wild assumption there, but I suspect that they would. So yeah, kind of trying to keep that in mind and use kind of similar bits and similar colours really. So that's quite nice there, isn't it? And I mean, that ribbon's a bit screwed up, unfortunately, but you know, that's fine. I don't really mind too much. Just got these leaves there. I don't know why I'm pulling those in really, but yeah, just, you know, when you see things laying around, it's good to obviously try out everything, isn't it? You know, just, you never can tell, but it might just be the right thing off, you know, after you try it. So let's just have a look and see. I've got some of my bows, I've got some words, I've got some coloured book plates. Okay, let's have a look at the bows first. I mean, yeah, it's a bit on the huge side, but I mean, colour-wise, I think it's actually quite nice on there. But yes, it is a bit large, probably. I quite like it, weirdly enough. I mean, yeah, I know probably most of you are sat there thinking, what on earth is she talking about? That's just like swamping the whole thing. But there's something about that I kind of quite like. So let's just have a look at the words and just see. Oh, I so need to print some of these out, just with the kind of coffee dyed type background. And I've been saying that for weeks now. Still haven't gotten around to doing that. So yeah, I'm annoying myself if it's any consolation. Well, once upon a time, that's kind of quite cute, isn't it? Got that bow. I mean, to be honest, it's no smaller really than the other green one that I tried. And the problem wasn't the colour, was it? It was the size of it. So yeah, again, I need to obviously print off some smaller bows because I've only got massive ones left really, I think. Oh, no, that's words. That was words in there, not even looking in the right package. Let's get rid of these big ones that I've rejected so far. No. This one. No. This one. That's quite nice. I mean, the only thing is, this is not really a sort of nice contrast. You know, like that had that lovely bright blue. I feel like this is not, you know, it's not really kind of got any, not got any vibrancy to it, has it? So, I'm not sure about that one. Let's just pop these back in the packet. Okay, let's look at the book plates. Lots of green ones in here, so yeah, I think I could probably go for a pretty green book plate. So let's just take that one. Okay. Let's just slip this down. Oh, it's such a drab, horrible day outside today. It's yeah, raining and miserable, really grey. Just drab all round. So yeah, nothing going for it today at all. Okay, right, so I'll just bring this blue ribbon back in. I don't know where I think I'm going to be putting it, but yeah, let's just have a bit of a look and see whether we could have any. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, that's a bit weird. So I mean, I quite like that bow. I quite like that book plate. I don't really like that ribbon on that one at all. So perhaps we'll have this. Maybe we could have a bit of lace. I have got this gorgeous green lace, which I've only used this once, I think, so far. Oh, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Oh, down that side. Just have a look. We'll just try this side. Nope, that's over his face. Now, so the question is, do we like it up here or down the side? I think down the side, actually. So, yeah. Let's just glue that on down here. Okay. Okie-dokie, looking good. So we've got this like this, and yeah, the bow I think there. It's quite nice, isn't it? I'm not sure. I do love this book plate, but I'm not sure where it's best. Oh, it's quite nice in the middle, isn't it? I know that's a sort of unexpected place, isn't it? But, well, not unexpected, but you know, what's the word? Well, unexpected is not really unexpected. What word am I looking for? Oh, I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I will give up trying to think of the word, I think. Right, do we like that? I think that's quite nice. Now I'm just going to bring in my little flowers and see whether I've got anything kind of floral that might just look good on here. No, not that. Oh, what about this? Again, I'm not sure that's really quite the right colour. Yeah, I mean, this is much more orange, isn't it, than red, so let's just see what this is. This looks quite orange, doesn't it? So let's peel this round. These are just those handmade, you know, the mulberry flowers that you get. I've had them for a long time, but I've coloured the edges with something. I couldn't tell you what now because it was a long time ago, but yeah. Just thought, let's just see how that would look. Oh, that's quite cute. Yeah, that's quite cute up there. I have to go that way up, I think. Maybe in the middle of... Oh, no, that's weird, isn't it? Right, okay, let's put the book plate down. It's quite nice, isn't it, in the centre like that. Unobvious is what I was kind of meaning. I still can't really think of a word that sums up that. What's the opposite of unobvious? Unobvious? Not the opposite. That word. Not the opposite. So the same as unobvious, but a better word. Oh, wouldn't you have thought I would just give up trying to think of that word now, because clearly it's not coming to me, is it? I just should really shush now. Stop trying to think of it. Right. So let's just bring this back a bit. Okay. Okay. So I've just stapled those flowers on. That's quite nice, isn't it? And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to round the edges of this one. And actually, just wondering whether we could have a little flower here. So I've just got another little orangey bud here from another mulberry flower. Just take that one down like that. Okay. So yeah, maybe kind of in there. That's quite nice, isn't it? So just glue that one down. I don't know what the roadworks are that they're doing outside. They always seem to be doing something, to be honest. You know, they just, yeah. I don't know what they're always doing. I never seem to see anything any different, you know, that you can visibly kind of see, but they often seem to be doing things. Okay, right, I'm just going to see how this looks. Perhaps I should just try it on the back first. Yeah, I think that looks quite nice. So just going around the edges with a little bit of green. That's just going to kind of bring that green in a bit more. So yeah, that looks nice, doesn't it? Okay, so that's piece number 2. Okay, looking good. Right, let's bring in another one. So yeah, we've got these 2. Let's just have a quick look at these 2 then. Right. Get rid of this because I can't think that I'm going to use green on here, but hey, stranger things have happened. Right, I'm going to cut this down along the top because this is quite, you know, quite high at the moment, so it's looking a bit weird shape. Let's just cut that down like that. Okay, oops. Oh, what is going on? I hooked a flower on my dress. It's now flicked off somewhere else. Let's hope it wasn't one that I was wanting. No doubt it will be the exact one that I need. Right. Okay, so yeah, we've just cut this one into just slightly a better shape. And yeah, let's just have a look. Ooh, we could have that bow on here. I'm determined obviously to use the bow, can you tell? Just keep on pulling that bow back in. So yeah, let's have a bit of ribbon, I think, on this one as well. Because I think that brown looks quite good on here. I might even just have it stapled just halfway along here. So not even kind of fully along, but just, you know, staple it sort of partially, part of the way. So that one. Okay. Oh. Just noticed another flower hanging from my other sleeve, so I don't know whether that is the same one or whether I've now hooked another flower on. Maybe it was that sleeve that I spotted out the corner of my eye in the first place. Perhaps it wasn't even the other sleeve in the first place. Who knows? Honestly, anything can happen on my desk. Anything can happen. Right, let's just trim that down there. So yeah, I quite like how that's just, you know, just semi along. So I'm just going to, yeah, just ruffle that slightly more, just because otherwise that was sticking up a bit. So oops. Okay, right, I'm just going to have to just add a bit of glue there. Just hold that down because it was kind of sticking up a little bit much. So yeah, just wanted it kind of flatter. That's better. That's much better. Right, okay, so we have got these cute little mice on here. Now, let's have a bit more of a look. So, I've got like fussy cut birds here. I mean, I can't imagine they would look very good on there, but you never can tell. I mean, sometimes it's the things you least expect that actually look the best. Let's just have a look. I've got some of my bright butterflies. That's quite nice. Yeah, I mean, that's quite nice colour-wise as well, isn't it? I've got that one, but oops, all that orange one. Let's try out some of these, just see how they look. Again, I mean, this one is kind of keeping it, you know, way down, isn't it? Toned right down. Or we could kind of brighten it up by having quite a bright one. I mean, personally, I quite like, you know, I quite like the bright kind of, yeah, the bright look. So, I mean, I quite like that. It sounds strange, but yeah, I think that's quite nice on the edge like that. So I think I'm just going to staple that on. Now, touch wood, this would be fine. Although I've now made it wider, this is quite a small piece. So for me, I don't think this would fit, you know, fill a whole page anyway. So you'd have a bit of overlap for that butterfly there to be overlapped anyway onto the page. So I think that's, you know, I think that's fine. Obviously, it depends what size journal that you're using. But for me, I mean, I don't make tiny journals really. Well, I don't think I ever ever really make tiny journals. I can think of just one that I've made, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I find them very fiddly, you know, working on tiny things. And to be honest, it obviously took the same length of time as a large journal, because obviously, you know, it's the same amount of work, it's just on a smaller scale. So for me, I just found that the finished result didn't feel quite as rewarding, because it was kind of like, this is a bit useless now because it's just small. Oops. Sorry, just trying to peel this flower off. So I think for me, you know, I would just rather make big ones rather than small ones. But, you know, obviously, again, each to their own. And, you know, we've all got different tastes, haven't we? And, you know, just because I prefer sort of a bigger journal or a bigger book, you know, that's just, you know, just my opinion, really. You know. Okay. I mean, I know that, I think it's Jenny now. I can't remember what her channel name is, but I know I've mentioned her before, but not for a little while. I mean, she makes the most amazing things, very tiny things. And, you know, I mean, how she does it is just beyond me, to be honest. But, yeah, she's super, super talented. And, you know, I love her stuff. So, yeah, just because I can't pull it off myself, it doesn't really mean that I don't like other people's, because, you know, other people's, I think, can, you know, really look incredible. So that's that one. Now, again, thinking maybe just round the corners. What do we think? I mean, the corner rounding is just a bit of a way to add a little bit of decorative, you know, decorative detail, really. But, you know, it could just change the look of something. So like that, I quite like having just the rounded corners on the bottom and not doing the rounded corner at the top. I think that's quite nice. So I'm just going to get my green, which I said, didn't I? Oh, I'm not going to use green. Yep, here I go now, using green. But just a little bit in that corner. I mean, you can barely even see it, to be honest. But yeah, I know it's there. So I feel like it was worth it. Right, okay, so this one, very tatty at the bottom. So I'm just going to trim it up there slightly. I'll just trim it up a little bit more at the top. Okay. Yeah. Okay, right, now what should we do with this one? I feel like, yeah, I feel like this has got a lot of that sort of dark, like burnt orange type colour. Shame that I've painted that flower, because that is a perfect colour on here, isn't it? So let me just see whether I've got any more of those, because I've definitely got a lot of flowers, because I was lucky enough to buy some a while back. So I'm sure that I must have some of those. Oh yeah, look, the very first container of flowers that I pulled out just happened to be that colour. I mean, that never happens, does it? But yeah, luck must have been on my side today. Right, okay. So let's just open this one. Oops. These are just some Dovecraft flowers, and I was lucky enough to pick up a whole bunch of these from our branch of the range. They were selling them off like really, really, really cheaply. So yeah, I kind of bought up like tons of them, because I use these flowers, you know, they're something I do use anyway. So to be able to get them kind of, you know, at a markdown price was absolutely fantastic. Right, okay. So I'm thinking, or we could like bunch up a couple in the corner like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Or even in this corner. I'm sorry about my rickety chair. Oh, that's quite nice on that corner. Let's just put in the butterfly, which again obviously is that same sort of orangey colour. So, you know, it's quite nice, doesn't it? I'm just going to, I think, going to ink that, because I've got a lot of white edge showing. Okay. Yeah, like that. Okie dokie. Now, there is some blue on this. This is not really the right colour blue, because she's a lot darker, but just wondering whether... Could have like under the flowers or something, a little bit of ribbon. No, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Let me just see whether we want to have any sort of wax seal or anything. So hold on 2 moments. I don't think this is the right colour, but let's give it a try. I'm so sorry, my chair is honestly getting worse and worse. I'm really sorry about that. It's, yeah, very rickety. I mean, a touch wood, it seems very stable, but I just had a vision of it suddenly, you know, collapsing and I'll just fall down. I mean, I wouldn't fall far because my room's not obviously got a big space. My desk is pretty squashed up here. So to be honest, I wouldn't really fall very far. I'd literally be lucky to just squish myself between my bookshelf behind me and my desk. But yeah, I just had this funny vision of, you know, me just suddenly collapsing onto the floor in a heap, you know, when my chair just suddenly breaks. I think that's quite nice there. Right. So yeah, maybe something like this. So I'm just going to glue these down. I think there might be actually 2 flowers there. Sometimes these flowers, they're stuck together. Maybe there's not. Might be my imagination, to be honest. Right. Okay, like that. And then this one. Love the green of this stamp. It's a gorgeous colour, isn't it? Absolutely yummy. Okay, like that. I would really like to have this on here somewhere. I don't quite know, you know, that it really can go anywhere, but as we had that there, and then the butterfly. I mean, maybe that butterfly is like too enormous really to fit on there. Let me just pull in some wax seals and just see whether I've got anything that might just look okay. What do we think? Do we think I'm just cluttering this up like too much? It's now got too much. Oh, that's quite nice. Let me try it over here. No. Right. What do we think then? Should we have it like that? Just felt like I did want to have a wax seal somewhere, so okay, I'm just going to put that there like that. And then the wax seal. Like that. Okay. Oops, let me just get rid of all these glue threads. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I love how that looks. That's really, really nice. Yeah, really, really nice. Oh, I'm so sorry about my chair. Yeah, very, very rickety. I do apologise. Now I've got this that's left over from my autumn blush kit, and I'm just wondering if I just cut the fox off. Just wondering whether I could make some sort of tab on here. It's not really got any pink anywhere, has it, to be honest? But I could have it that way around. Let me just try this. So yeah, if we just cut that like that. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on now, I can't thread it over. Or there, or this side. Honestly, possibilities are just endless, aren't they? So yeah, maybe like that. Or maybe up there. So I'm just going to round the corners of this one rather than sort of chop in. I'm going to round them. Oops. Oh, probably should have used my smaller corner rounder because this probably looks a bit weird now. Okay. Let me cut this down now because it's quite tall. So yeah, it definitely needs to be smaller. And let's just try it in this, this half. Come on, what is going on? I thought, oh, I've just got this little bit that I can just about hook it into, and wow, could I have made more of a meal of it, to be honest. Oh, perhaps we'll have it at the top, because I don't seem to be making a good job of having it at the bottom at all. So yeah, I'm just going to literally glue this. So I'm going to hot glue here on the front, pop that down here. Just kind of like where I'd like it. And then I'm going to just clamp it closed by gluing the back. Okay, like that. Okay. Right, what do we think? That's quite cute, isn't it? I mean, we're just looking for doing some different looks, aren't we, really? So that they all look a little bit different and a little bit unique. So I think that one with the addition of the little file folder tab, that's, you know, that's just changing that. Okay, so the final one is this one, which ended up quite tiny, you know, kind of smaller really than I would have liked, if I'm truthful. But it is fine. And to be honest, what we could do is kind of build it up with some other things. So, for instance, we could put some fabric or something at the bottom, or some other paper or something. So let me just have a look here. Ooh, this would be quite good. Right, this I think would be quite good. So I'm just going to take this down here. Yes. Now I'm going to try a couple of different things here. Now this I could paper ruffle, you know, do like a paper ruffle. The only thing is, this is not thin paper. This is kind of card, so I'm not sure whether it's going to ruffle very well or not. So I'm thinking, let me try now, first of all, tearing this down and see what a torn edge would look like. So, I mean, that's kind of quite nice, isn't it? And then what we could do is to disguise that a little bit, is obviously we could then staple some of that ribbon over there. So, for instance, this, we could just staple across the two bits like that. I mean, that looks really nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I do really like that. Now, just before I do that, I'm just going to see what a sort of paper ruffle would come out like. Like I say, this is kind of card really, rather than, you know, rather than paper. So it's probably not really the best to be ruffling down, but it's not too bad. The only thing is, this is obviously not much paper here, so this ruffle is not obviously going to go on very much of here at all. Now I'm thinking, so I was thinking like that just looks ridiculous because it kind of swamps it. So yeah, right, let's do plan of action. We're going to put this down here across this section, so just like that. Okay, like that. Okie dokie. And then I'm just going to trim it down at the edge like that. Okay, now we're going to just take the brown ribbon that we have been using elsewhere and just snip that down, and we will just staple this across here. I mean, to be honest, we could, you know, could hot glue it down really. Yeah, perhaps I will hot glue it down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue there. Like that. And then we can always go in, like here, with a little bit of stapling. So we're just getting it kind of attached first, and then we can like organise our ruffles afterwards so that they look good. So like that, and then here. Okay, right, So I'm just going to go in with the stapler. Oops, like this. One and this one. And the final one, like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut this down here at the end, just like that. So, you know, that's just a brilliant way to extend that. It was obviously looking quite small and sort of insignificant. We've just extended it now by just having just that little bit of paper at the bottom. Now, I personally think that ruffle would look absolutely wicked up there. Wicked? Oh my goodness, how old do I think I am? I've regressed into a 15-year-old or something. I don't know where that came from. All I can do is apologise. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said wicked. That's just really super weird, but yeah. Anyway, I think it would look very cool. I mean, cool's a bit young probably for me, but hey, wicked is just outrageous, isn't it? I don't know where that came from, so yeah, sorry. Right, I'm just going to staple this. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is staple this down here, like that, and then I'm just going to glue the whole thing on. So, like that. Yep. And then just glue the whole thing there on the sort of corner, like that. Okay. Probably should add a bit of glue to here as well. So, yeah. Oh, how lovely does that look? And, I mean, that paper ruffle, it just ties in the two papers, doesn't it? Which I just think looks really, really lovely, to be honest. And now, you know, that's transformed that. And I'm kind of almost glad that that was as small as it was, because I would never have obviously done that otherwise. But actually, that really does make that piece, doesn't it? It just looks very, very, very pretty like that. So, yeah, really love how that looks. Now, do we want to have anything else on there? Again, wishing I'd printed off some smaller butterflies, but no, I haven't. So, yeah, we're just going to have to kind of go with what we've got. I've got some labels here. Don't know if we want one. That one, maybe. Let's cut this down. Right, let me just put my glasses on, because these are a bit more fiddly shape. And again, these are just from the Junk Journal Basics kit as well. Okay, around there like that. Okie dokie. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, what we call these happy accidents. I mean, that's just a perfect example of it, isn't it? Because I would never have added this little bottom piece to this, you know, previously. But, I mean, actually, that just really makes it, doesn't it? And it's kind of taken it to a different level and just makes it look very, very, very cool. So, yeah, really pleased that that happened. Quite like it on the blue rather than on the piece itself. So, just like that. Oh, that is a very nice piece. Yeah, I really love how that looks. I'm really chuffed that, you know, I ended up having to kind of add that. Right, just seeing whether we could have any sort of wax seal again. Just probably no, but it's always worth trying, isn't it? Or worth checking. Because, you know, you never can tell. Sometimes it's the things you least expect that look the best. Oh, that's quite a nice colour on there, isn't it? Weird, because sort of unexpected, but yeah, I mean, how pretty does that look? And that's the point, isn't it? You know, that was unexpected. I didn't really expect that to look good at all, but it actually does look very, very nice. Yeah, I think I really like that green one on there. It's not even the same colour green as anything else on here, but there's something that's just making that just go perfectly, isn't there? So, yeah, I'm going to put that on the edge. Now, I have to be a bit careful because I've got a staple here. I'm going to take that staple back out because it's actually kind of, I think, bulking that out a bit. So, let's just take that out. Oh, gosh, let me put my glasses on again. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness, come on, come on, come on, come on. What is going on? Right, there we go. Okay, right. That took a long time to get out, didn't it? So yeah, I can have that there, and then I could probably even ruffle that a little bit over the wax seal. So yeah, let's pop this on. Like that. And then the wax seal itself, the ribbon, sorry, itself, I'm just going to put a little dab of hot glue in there and squish that down like that. And then I could probably, just about, if I'm careful, get my staple in here just to the side of the wax seal. So yeah. Okay, so that's that piece. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the pieces that we've done. We've done 5 pieces, which I don't think was too bad. And yeah, I mean, they all look quite different actually. So I'm just going to have a quick tidy up so that I can put them down, obviously, you know, reasonably well for you to see the ones that we have done. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed with them all actually. They look very, very, very pretty. So we've got this one. This one is my favourite now, which is weird because again, this has gone from being my worst one that I thought, oh gosh, I've just mucked that up completely by making it so tiny, to now it's my favourite. So, you know, goes to show what just sometimes those little, you know, happy accidents, how they can just, you know, transform into actually, you know, your favourite pieces. So yeah, I hope that you like them. Hopefully you feel inspired. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. And have a great day, everybody. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.